In the bustling, sun-scorched streets of Ibadan, where motorcycles honked endlessly and the smell of akara and fresh bread filled the air every morning, lived the Adeyemi family in a small, leaking two-bedroom face-me-I-face-you house. Life was a daily battle. Papa Adeyemi was a commercial bus driver whose income depended on the temperamental Lagos-Ibadan expressway. Mima Adeyemi sold vegetables and pure water at the roadside market. They had 5 children, and Falaku was the first child. After she was born, it was difficult for Mama Adeyemi to conceive. It took her long time to have another child. From the day she was born, people noticed her. Even as a baby, her skin glowed like warm honey under sunlight. By age 5, her hair had grown long, thick, and jet black, cascading down her back like a river of silk. Neighbors called her Omo Aya Meta, the child who looked like 3 mothers had poured beauty into her. But beauty didn't fill stomachs. The family struggled bitterly. There were nights Falaku and her siblings went to bed with only Gary and sugar. School fees were paid in installments. Uniforms were passed down and patched. Yet Falaku's brilliance shone brighter than her looks. She topped her class every term, reading with a tiny kerosene lamp when NEPA took the light. Her mother would cry at night, praying, "God, just help this girl finish school. Don't let her beauty become a curse." Through tears, sacrifices, and relentless hustle, Mama taking extra laundry jobs, Papa working double shifts, Falaku wrote jam and scored exceptionally high. Against all odds, she received admission to Prestige University, one of Nigeria's most competitive and beautiful private universities, located on the outskirts of Abuja. A partial scholarship covered half the fees. The rest was a mountain they somehow climbed with help from extended family and church members. On the day she was leaving home, Mama packed her a small bag with clothes, provisions, and a precious bottle of groundnut oil. Papa hugged her tightly. "My daughter, your beauty will open doors, but your brain and character must keep them open. Be careful." Falaku smiled, her long hair tied in a simple bun, and boarded the bus with tears in her eyes. Prestige University was like another world. Green lawns stretched like carpets, modern lecture halls gleamed under the sun, and expensive cars lined the parking lots. Students moved like they belonged to a different planet, designer bags, latest iPhones, and flawless makeup. Falaku stepped onto campus in her simple second-hand jeans, a plain white top, and bathroom slippers that had seen better days. Her long natural hair was packed neatly. She carried her old traveling bag on her head like village girls do. The moment she walked toward the female hostel, heads turned. Who is she? Jesus. That hair is real. Look at her face, she's too fine. By evening, whispers had spread like wildfire across the WhatsApp groups. A new girl in Block C just landed. She's not even trying, but she's killing everybody. Her roommate, Ada Aura, a bubbly girl from a middle-class Anambra family, welcomed her warmly. "Babe, you're going to break this campus. But be careful, oh. Some girls here eat jealousy for breakfast." Falaku laughed it off. She just wanted to study medicine, support her family, and graduate with first class. Beauty was the least of her worries. But beauty doesn't ask for permission. 2 weeks later in the evening, her mom called to tell her that she sent her 50K to get new dress. She was very excited. Falaku told her mom that first thing tomorrow morning she will go to the local market to buy first grade. 2 weeks later, Falaku became the unspoken sensation of Prestige University. Her long, flowing hair, which she washed with cheap black soap and conditioned with natural aloe, reached her waist when let down. Her smile could silence a noisy lecture hall. She had no makeup, no designer clothes, yet she outshone everyone. Boys started hovering. Daniel, the handsome final-year engineering student and son of a senator, sent her flowers and a new iPhone, which she politely returned. Raymond, the smooth-talking campus pastor's son, quoted Bible verses and offered to mentor her spiritually. Even lecturers sometimes lost their train of thought when she raised her hand to answer questions. The girls, however, were not smiling. Vanessa, the self-proclaimed queen of the campus, rich, light-skinned, with Brazilian hair and a rich sugar daddy, gathered her crew. Who is this village girl that thinks she can just show up and collect all the attention? We need to humble her. Rumors began. Her hair is attachment. She sleeps with lecturers for marks. Her family is into rituals, that's why she's too fine. Falaku heard the whispers but kept her head high. In class, she remained focused. At night, she called her mother and cried quietly. "Mama, they hate me for no reason." Her mother's voice was firm. "My daughter, shine your light. The same God that brought you here will protect you." During the faculty freshers' night, Falaku was unexpectedly crowned most beautiful freshman by popular vote. When she walked on stage in a simple Ankara gown her mother had sewn, the hall erupted. Boys cheered. Phones flashed. Vanessa, who came second, smiled on stage but her eyes burned with hatred. That night, Falaku's hostel room was vandalized. Her clothes were scattered, her precious family photo torn, and red paint splashed on the wall. "Go back to the village, witch." Ada Aura helped her clean up. "Babe, you need to fight back small. Or at least get a boyfriend for protection." Falaku refused. "I didn't come here for boys. I came for my future." But her heart was lonely. That was when Chinedu entered her life. Chinedu was a quiet, brilliant final-year law student from a modest background like hers. Tall, dark-skinned, with kind eyes and a gentle smile. He wasn't rich, but he was respected as the best debater on campus and editor of the university newspaper. He had noticed Falaku from the first day but never approached her like the others. One evening, after a heavy rain, he found her sitting alone under a mango tree, trying not to cry after another group of girls had mocked her second-hand bag. "You know," he said softly, sitting a respectful distance away, "true beauty makes some people uncomfortable because it reminds them of what they lack inside." Falaku looked at him, surprised. For the first time, someone saw beyond her face. They became friends. Chinedu helped her with difficult courses, shared his own story of struggling through school on scholarships, and made her laugh with dry humor. Slowly, without pressure, friendship blossomed into something deeper. Vanessa and her crew could not stand it. They launched a full campaign. They paid some boys to spread rumors that Falaku was dating multiple guys for money. They photoshopped her pictures with compromising images and circulated them on campus groups. One day, during a general course exam, someone planted leaked past questions Falaku's bag and reported her for malpractice. Falaku was summoned by the disciplinary committee. She told her that I'm not the owner of that paper, maybe someone put it in my bag. The shame was unbearable. She called her mother, crying, "Mama, I want to come home. I can't do this anymore." Her mother's voice cracked but stayed strong. "Falaku, you are not just fighting for yourself. You are fighting for all of us who stayed hungry so you could be there. Stand up, my daughter." Chinedu stood by her like a rock. He investigated quietly, exposed the person who planted the questions, one of Vanessa's minions, and rallied decent students to speak in her favor. The case was dropped. But the damage was done. Falaku became withdrawn. She tied her long beautiful hair in a tight bun every day and avoided crowds. One quiet evening, Chinedu took her to the university botanical garden. Fireflies danced around them. "Falaku," he said, holding her hand gently, "I don't love you because you are the prettiest girl on campus. I love you because when you smile, even after everything they've done, the world feels right. I see the girl who studied under kerosene lamp. The girl who sends half her feeding money home. The girl with the longest hair and the biggest heart. I see you." Tears rolled down Falaku's cheeks. For the first time, she let someone in completely. They shared their first kiss under the stars, soft, sincere, and full of promise. The final storm came during the university beauty pageant and talent show, an event sponsored by big brands. Vanessa pressured the organizers to disqualify Falaku, but public demand was too strong. Falaku almost didn't participate. But Chinedu and Ada Aura encouraged her. On the night of the event, Falaku walked the stage in a stunning but modest Ankara gown made by her mother's tailor friend. When it was her turn for the talent segment, instead of dancing or singing like others, she spoke. "I am not just a pretty face. I come from a home where we sometimes ate once a day so I could buy textbooks. My long hair is natural, but even if it wasn't, it wouldn't define me. What defines me is the struggle, the prayers, and the dreams I carry for my family." To every girl watching, your worth is not in your looks or your background. It is in your resilience. The hall was silent. Then thunderous applause. Vanessa, who had performed earlier with heavy makeup and borrowed designer clothes, watched her crown slip away. FOLKTALES did not win first place, she came second. But she won something bigger, respect. Even some of her haters softened. By the end of the session, FOLKTALES had become a symbol on campus, not just of beauty, but of grace under fire. She and Chinedu continued their relationship, supporting each other's dreams. She sent more money home as her popularity brought small modeling gigs and sponsorships that she used wisely. Years later, at FOLKTALES Adeyemi became a medical doctor. She opened a big supermarket for her mom and opened an electronics store for her father. She also took her siblings to one of the best schools in Ibadan. She got married to Chinedu and become a good and proud wife to Chinedu. Chinedu was a successful lawyer. FOLKTALES also bought a mansion for her parents and became a proud daughter who lifted her entire family out of poverty. Beauty had opened the door. Character kept her standing. Love made the journey worthwhile. The prettiest girl in campus was never just the prettiest. She was the strongest. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more interesting stories.